as opposed to just games where it's sort of a luxury.
Yeah, I would imagine that is really fulfilling. That's
Mm.
really awesome. See, this is why I like doing stuff like this because that's just really cool to learn about stuff like that. So speaking of video games, obviously you're a programmer, so you're very into that whole scene. What was the first video game that you ever played?
Uh, when I was super young, we got the Christmas present of a Nintendo 64 bundle. It came with Super Mario 64 and Pokemon Snap. We played those.
I'm guessing you played those quite a bit.
Yes, yes, those were the only games we had for a while. That was back then where we got like a new game maybe every other year. So
Nice. Now, was World of Warcraft your first Blizzard game, or did you start with a different one?
it was my first Blizzard game. Yeah,
Okay, and when did you start playing? What expansion?
I started in Cataclysm back in high school. I had some friends who were getting excited. They had the commercials on TV for Cataclysm, and so they were talking about it. And I asked about it, and they told me about World of Warcraft, and I started playing then, on and off.
Nice. Now, do those friends still play as well, or have they stopped playing?
Uh, I no clue. I barely keep in
You're
contact with
like,
them
see
anymore.
ya.
Yeah, yeah.
Thanks for the
I have
kiss
no
for a
idea.
while. Bye.
No idea.
That's funny. Okay, so why did you choose to play a monk? What is it about your monk that you love?
I've played a lot of the classes, not all of them, but most of them, and something about the way the monk moves is just a lot of fun. It feels like I'm always doing something, and I feel like I'm really effective when it comes to fighting. So it's sort of just the class that makes me feel like I'm getting the most out of the game, I guess.
Nice. Now, did you start playing your monk back in MOP then? And you've pretty much been playing that as your main since?
Yeah, so I made a Pandaren character and did the monk class and played all through Miss as the monk and sort of dropped that character in the other expansions. And then when I got back to Legion, I picked up another monk, and that's the current one that I'm playing.
Nice. All right, so I mentioned earlier that Ed recently server transferred over to Silver Moon and joined our guild. So Ed, how did you find us, and why did you decide to go ahead and make the server transfer to join the guild?
It's it's kind of funny because it's sort of like a chain of events that happened. So I came back I was on the Moonguard server, and I'm an RPer, and I had come back from a break to go back into Moonguard and roleplay, and I got into Legion, and I saw that all the item levels had basically been boosted up. Back when I had left, the highest legendary item level was like 940, and suddenly it was 1000, and it was so easy to get above 900 gear. And I didn't touch dungeons at all because I didn't. They were just too stressful. And then suddenly heroic dungeons were like a joke now, just because the gear made everything so easy. So doing heroics, uh, me and some of my friends thought, let's try out mythics and just see like what we can do with those. And doing mythics, I ended up meeting Brett through Sarah because I knew Sarah at the time. And after doing some mythics with Brett, he invited me to raid with you guys.
Nice, awesome. And I know you haven't been here a real long time yet, but so far, what's your experience been in the guild, and also what has been your favorite boss kill that we've done as a guild?
It's been a lot of fun. I've never been a part of a raiding team before, joining Clouded Mind, so it's really fun to have sort of a coordinated, focused effort in taking down bosses. There's a lot of teamwork and cooperation. This is the other side of the coin when it comes to doing things like dungeons with pugs and stuff, where you get strangers who, at the drop of a hat, will quit a group when things go bad. Here, things get worked out really well, and it's a lot of fun. And my favorite boss fight had to be that Argus 2 pull that we did, where we killed him on the second pull, and that felt pretty good.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. I agree.
Yeah.
What are some? Is there another hobby that you enjoy besides for playing video games? Or something else you like to do?
I like 3D modeling, so I'll open up ZBrush and I'll mess around with 3D modeling and 3D sculpting, and try to work on some models to maybe one day program and do the art for my own games. Worry about the sound later.
So it sounds like you definitely have a creative side.
I guess so, yeah. Just kind of messing with stuff on the side.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, I think that's most of the main questions. Now I have some more fun questions.
Okay.
So my first question is, what is your favorite Avenger?
My favorite Avenger. Gosh, I really like Tony Stark as Iron Man. I think he's hilarious,
Nice.
and I love all of his lines usually just because they're sometimes the sarcasm is uncalled for, but usually it's always a sort of a nice relief to the heavy tone that Captain America brings to
Yeah,
the dialogue.
I think that's a good choice. I really like Iron Man too. Okay, if you were going to live in real life in a WoW zone from any expansion, where would you like to live?
Any WoW zone, I guess Stormwind City, because that's the only place that seems like it'd be okay to live in. Everywhere else seems to be covered in enemy monsters that want to kill you, and even Elwyn Forest has bandits and wolves. So I don't know. It seems like
Well,
being
I'm
in
a
the city
little
would be.
surprised to hear you say that since you started playing WoW in Cataclysm, and Stormwind was very not safe during Cataclysm. In fact,
Oh,
it was completely destroyed by Deathwing.
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That's funny. What were you like in high school? Were you like a nerd, a jock? Like,
Um, I was sort of. I guess the easiest term would be nobody, right? It's not like you fit in any crowd. You just kind of floating,
yeah,
kind of going through from group to group. You don't have a strong connection with any of the groups, but you're just kind of there.
yeah. You're still
Uh,
trying to figure out who you were and where you kind of fit in with
right.
everybody. That makes sense. Do you believe in Santa Claus?
No, I'm 23 years old, so I don't believe in Santa Claus. I figured that one out a long time ago. It's okay.
Can you describe like your perfect day? Like, let's say you wake up in the morning and you're gonna have a pretty much perfect day. What kind of things would you enjoy during that perfect day?
Perfect day. I guess any day where I get to kind of work on some of my hobbies, because a lot of my day now goes from work to coming home and then dealing with certain obligations I have to different gaming groups, and I don't really ever have the energy left to do things like 3D modeling. So I haven't done the 3D sculpting stuff actually in a few weeks now, and it's sort of like back in my mind, like, oh, I really want to do something. So if I can have a day where I just have nothing on my plate, or I've done everything the day before, and then I can just sit down and just sort of dump my brain onto 3D modeling, it's usually a good day.
Nice. No, that's cool. I mean, having a day to do something that you love sounds great for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see. How about those three-legged races that people have? Where like there's two people and like they put their like leg in one of those like potato sacks or whatever. They like race.
Yeah.
So, if we were gonna hold a three-legged race for Clouded Minds, like, what three teams of people would you like to see in that race? So basically, three pairs of people.
Um, I don't think I know everyone well enough to make good
Oh, yes,
jokes.
you do.
Uh, um, I'll probably put Star with just about anyone. Would be pretty good. Um, Having Brett with Sarah, just to see them be a couple in a three-legged race would be interesting. And then probably Greg with Tyler.
Nice, nice. Who do you think would win? Star?
Star, yeah, Star, yeah, yeah. He figured it out.
Star would just like bulldoze his way. I could just see it now.
He get that done, definitely.
Back when you were little, what did you want to be? What was the first thing you wanted to be when you grew up? Were you like wanted to be a fireman?
I wanted to make games.
Really? So you've
Wanted to
done
be a
that
game.
for a really long time.
Yeah, I've loved video games for a very long time. It's a lot of my childhood was video games.
That's awesome. And we're getting close to the end here. Let me see if I have any other questions for you. Have you ever played any sports or anything?
Yeah, played soccer when I was really small. Played baseball. Um, did more baseball than soccer. I like baseball a lot. It's pretty fun.
Nice. And what's the last show that you binge watched?
Binge watched a show. Oh gosh. I was trying to get into We Bare Bears. It's a Cartoon Network show about these three bear brothers, and they're like, the one's a panda, one's a polar bear, and one's a grizzly bear, and that show is pretty cute. But there's not really like a plot or anything because all the shows, every episode's kind of isolated because it's just supposed to be like something you can easily sit into. Um, so I stopped binge watching it because there was no point really to binge watching it. You can just watch whatever episode you want. But
Well, as a guardian druid, I approve.
it's a good show if you ever get a chance to watch it.
Nice. Yeah, I have not heard of that. I'll have to check it out for sure. So, all right, is there anything else you'd like to share with us today?
No, I'm just happy to be here.
Nice. Well, we're really happy to have you. You are just a valued member to our team for sure. Do you have any shout outs or anything before I let you go?
No, I don't think so.
Is there any
I don't think
place
so.
where anybody can go see your work, or do you have like a website or anything?
I do, but it's not good. It needs work. It needs a lot of work.
Hey, well, next time we'll get that advertised for you a little bit.
Thanks.
Use of support for your work, which you're clearly very passionate about, which I think is awesome.
Yeah.
So for everybody else, so again, this is Ed Williper, one of our raiders here in Clouded Minds, and we do raid. Right now, we're raiding 2 days a week, but usually we raid 3 days a week, which I'm sure that we'll be doing that when the new expansion drops. But yeah, we have a lot of fun here. Right now, we're clearing Heroic. We are looking for some more members so that we can do some Mythic raiding, because I know everybody's really pumped and excited to be able to do that. So if you're watching this and you think it'd be fun, contact me or anybody in the guild, really. We also have a Discord. I have that going along the bottom of your screen there. Check us out. We have a good time. Really good group of people. And yeah, should definitely give us a try. And I think that's about it. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it.
Yep. It's great being here.
Nice. And for everybody else, we are just about wrapped up with our raid break, and we will be right back with some more fun attempts at this nasty achievement on Agrimar, which we're having so much fun with. So stick around.
We'll get it.
We will be right back.